High in the Himalayas lives a creature that drove biologists mad for nearly 200 years. They mistook it for a bear, for a raccoon, for a marten. And when they finally figured it out, it turned out to be like nothing else. It is the last, the only surviving representative of an entire ancient family. Today we call it the firefox and the lesser panda. But to be precise, it is the first panda. Europeans described it 50 years before the world ever heard of the big black and white panda. And the very word panda originally belonged to this animal. Meet Ilurus fulgens, the shining cat, the red panda. 18 million years ago, an entire family flourished in the forests of Europe and North America, the Aluridae. Their fossils are found in Spain, in France, even in Tennessee. Then they began to vanish, one by one. And today, only a single species remains from the entire family. One on the whole planet. This is the red panda, a living fossil hiding in the misty forests between Nepal and China's Yunnan province. Its closest extinct relative is Simakyan batalari, a predator the size of a puma that lived in Spain 9 million years ago. It did not eat bamboo, it hunted, and it may have stolen prey that saber-toothed cats had stashed in trees. Look at a red panda's paw, 5 fingers like any predator, but on the wrist there is a strange bulge. This is the 6th finger. Or rather, something that looks like a finger but isn't one. Anatomically, it is a greatly enlarged wrist bone, the radial sesamoid, which has grown so much that it became a separate protrusion opposable to the other fingers. The giant panda has the exact same thing. And here's where it gets strange. The giant panda and the red panda are very distant relatives. Their common ancestor lived 40 million years ago. The giant panda is a true bear. The red panda is the last Ailurid related to skunks and raccoons, which means the same 6th finger evolved in 2 completely different animals independently, twice. In 2006, paleontologists examined the fossils of the ancient Simakyan and discovered that the 6th finger was already there. Except Simakyan didn't eat bamboo. The finger was used to grip thin branches, so the red panda inherited its 6th finger, not for bamboo at all, but for life in the trees. And only later did the same finger conveniently come in handy for holding bamboo stalks. Evolution assembled the same solution out of different parts. The red panda belongs to the order Carnivora. It has a short, simple gut, the same kind cats and wolves have. This gut is built for meat, and yet over 90% of its diet is bamboo, the most inefficient food imaginable. How does it survive at all? 3 ways. First, it eats very selectively, almost exclusively young leaves and tender shoots. Second, it eats enormous amounts, up to 20,000 leaves a day. That's not a figure of speech, that's a real number. And third, it is helped by gut bacteria capable of breaking down cellulose. Even with all that, it absorbs only about 1/4 of what it eats. The rest passes straight through. Its energy balance is so fragile that it has to sleep up to 17 hours a day, simply to avoid burning more calories than it managed to extract from the bamboo. Sometimes, when things get really tough, the red panda remembers its predatory roots. They have been caught raiding bird nests and catching small rodents. It is not a vegetarian. It is a predator that life has forced to eat grass. The fiery red color of the red panda is its most recognizable trait, and at first glance, the most illogical. Why would a forest predator wear such a bright coat? Because the forest it lives in looks just like it. Reddish-brown lichens grow on the trunks of Himalayan trees. When a red panda curls up on a branch among them, it disappears. Its red color is camouflage. Just not for our eyes, but for the eyes of a snow leopard looking up from below. The black belly is no accident either. From below, against the sky, a light-colored body would stand out. Black erases the contrast, and its tail, almost as long as its body, serves three purposes: a balancer on branches, a blanket in sleep, and a signal flag for communication. The red panda is a true loner. It spends almost its entire life alone, patrolling its territory. Males and females meet only in winter during the mating season. When it senses a threat, it stands on its hind legs and raises its front paws to look bigger. And despite its appearance, it has a surprisingly rich voice, snorts, whistles, twitters, and a special huff-quack sound that mothers use to communicate with their cubs. Cubs are born tiny, about 100 grams, blind, in fur the color of milk chocolate. For the first 3 months, they don't leave the tree hollow. If the mother needs to move them, she does it like a cat, by the scruff of the neck. And now, the bitter part. According to the International Union for Conservation of Nature, fewer than 10,000 adult red pandas remain in the wild, possibly far fewer. There are 3 reasons. The first is deforestation. The red panda lives only at altitudes between 2 and 4 kilometers in forests with bamboo undergrowth. It has nowhere to relocate. The second is poaching. Its fur is too beautiful. The third is dogs. Stray dogs carry distemper, to which red pandas are highly susceptible, and they hunt young pandas. The red panda is an anomaly, a predator that eats grass, a loner with a rich voice, an ancient family shrunken down to a single species, a 6-fingered creature that acquired its extra finger twice, once for the trees, and once again on a parallel evolutionary branch in the giant panda, for bamboo. For 18 million years, its lineage held on to the mountain forests. And now its existence depends on whether we leave it even a small patch of misty forest. Firefox, shining cat, the first panda, the last aelurid, it is still here, curling up on an old tree, watching us with dark eyes from a world 18 million years older than ours. It would be a great shame if that world ended.